We specialise in helping online businesses recover their lost sales. We help them with cart recovery. And I think that's particularly relevant as we come into the golden quarter. It's going to be an especially important period online. All the stats are showing that it's going to be a record-breaking sales period online. We're seeing last month 18% of sales were online. That's a record since all records began. And we're seeing 15% growth year on year according to the IMRG. So there's one thing that I think all online retailers can do, which is extremely simple. It really is that simple to do, which is look to your abandoned sales online. How can you recover them? How can you do it simply and turn that into 5% more online sales? So what I thought I'd like to do is to introduce Tim, who heads up consultancy here at Cloud IQ, and give you 3 top tips on how you can recover abandoned online sales.
So the abandonment rate can vary drastically across all the different industries. I mean, if you look across all online companies that operate and sell online, you'd expect around a 75% abandonment rate. When you drill down into the different verticals, that can change drastically. If you look at clothing and apparel, it's more around a 55 to 60% abandonment rate. When you go to travel, that's more up to a 98% abandonment rate. And the times that people purchase and the length of the sales cycle drastically changes as well. So when you are remarketing to customers and trying to get them to come back, you need to take all this information into account. And I think the simple way to get started with this is by using a simple analytics tool that will show you exactly what your drop-off rate is. And it can help you benchmark against some of your peers in the industry and see what you're getting at the moment, and then you can understand how you can recover those sales and get more revenue over this quarter. So the time you communicate with a customer really impacts the likeliness of them converting. So the first email should really go out usually within the first hour of them abandoning. This is while they're still fresh, the idea is still hot in their mind, and this should really be a reminder message just saying thanks for the visit to the site. We hope you found everything you were looking for. Can we help with anything? Were there any issues? And have a very clear image of the product. Second email is typically sent out around 24 hours later. Now this is more of a reassurance message. So, talking about some of your unique selling points, talking about free delivery, anything that you offer that will help help bring the customer into the brand and help them engage with you more. And then the third email is usually sent about 6 days later. Now, after 6 days, typically, this varies on the different industries, but if they were going to purchase, then they probably already would have. So this email is more of a promotion email, talking around thanks for your visit to my site, enjoy this 5% discount on your next visit. And by running these cycle of events, you can see up to about a 20% conversion back to purchase. Now timing is critical. We have one customer that was sending out an email a day later and was getting about a 5% conversion rate, and simply by changing and sending out another email 2 weeks later, suddenly it went up to 30% increase in sales, simply because the sales cycle of this specific item was a lot longer. I think the second most important point when doing remarketing emails is the design of the emails. So they need to be crisp and clear and really make it obvious what you're advertising. So really make sure the customer knows where it's coming from. So build your brand, make sure it matches all your colors, your fonts, your design, everything like that. And really just make it easy to read. So when you look at emails, typically people look in an S pattern. So really make sure there's plenty big calls to actions and there's really a compelling reason for them to come back and complete that purchase. So the product they're abandoning is clear, it looks good, maybe have some other upsells that you could offer them to get them to come back and add an extra thing to their basket. But the design is the most important thing and will get people to actually click back through and go to your website. Once they're back on the website, you then rely on your e-commerce platform to actually get them through the process and complete. Now our third tip is more around the content of these messages and what you say in them. So it's very important not to be too salesy in the messages you're putting out there and not be too, not to annoy the customer. So by making it very customer services led, offering them services, giving them the contact numbers to get back in touch, a click to call button is a great way of offering a free callback service. And by personalizing the message, so making sure you're addressing the person by their name, not just saying hi there, but saying, hi Tim, how are things going? Can I help you with your purchase? Were there any difficulties with the site? Do you have any questions? By offering this, the customer gets that user interaction that they would if they went into a bricks and mortar store, and they can feel that they're being helped out and reassured with their purchase. I think the final point I'd want to get across is that in this ever-changing world and industries, users are getting more and more multi-channel. So we've noticed from what we see is people will start to make a purchase at work on their computer, and then they'll check an email, they'll get the abandonment email on their phone on the way home, and then they'll end up completing on a tablet while sitting on the sofa watching TV. So you've got to make sure that when you are interacting with your customers, that you are able to track across these multiple channels, and also that the designs are responsive. So when they do open it on a phone, on a tablet, on a PC, whatever it is, that the designs look good and still represent your brand properly.